Astrology Advantage.
Welcome to the Astrology Advantage. This is your space to get ahead of the cosmic curve, because whenever you know what's happening in the stars, you really do have an advantage in life. By following this series, you'll have the tools and insight to navigate astrology seasons with confidence, clarity, and a sense of purpose. Whether you're brand new to astrology or you've been following the stars for years, you are in the right place. So let's talk about Aries season. Every year, the sun moves into the very first degree of Aries, marking the start of an astrological new year. This is a powerful moment of fresh energy and new beginnings. This year, the sun enters Aries at exactly 0 degrees at 9:46 a.m. Central Time in the U.S. on March 21st. And because our community is worldwide, here's what time that is in a few key locations. In London, the sun will move into 0 degrees Aries at 2:46 p.m. March 21st. In Dhaka, Bangladesh, at 8:46 p.m. March 21st. And in Sydney, Australia, 1:46 a.m. March 22nd. No matter where you are on the planet, you'll feel this shift. Aries energy is bold, activating, and ready to ignite something new in your life. And this series is designed to help you make the most of it, week by week and day by day, so that you can move through Aries season empowered, informed, and aligned with your truth. Get ready to discover how each day's astrology can help you make better choices, understand your energy, and move forward with intention. You're not just watching, you're gaining the Astrology Advantage. So let's start with the very first week of Aries season, March 22nd through March 28th. This is the week where your new story can begin, if you choose. Every day you'll have a chance to understand what's happening in the sky and how you can make the most of that energy to make the most of your day. Starting with Sunday, March 22nd. The sun moves to 1 degrees Aries. This is the very first spark of a new beginning. If you feel a little restless or excited for something new, that's normal. On this day, the sun will meet Neptune, which means you may feel open to new dreams, even if you can't quite explain them yet. And the moon is in Taurus meeting Uranus, which can make you want to change, even if you're used to comfort. Mars and Jupiter work together to help you feel brave. This is a day to notice what you want and to let yourself imagine new possibilities. You don't have to make any decisions just yet. Just listen to your heart and let your hopes grow. And on Monday, March 23rd, the sun will stand at 2 degrees Aries. On this day, your feelings may come up quickly, before you have time to even think. The moon will be moving into Gemini, which brings lots of thoughts and maybe some distractions. If you notice strong feelings, try to pause and name them. You don't need to act right away. Just notice what comes up and allow yourself to feel it. This will help you make better choices later. Tuesday, March 24th, the sun reaches 3 degrees Aries. Now you might start to make some sense of your feelings. Maybe you tell yourself a story about what's happening or what it means for you. Mercury in Pisces can make your imagination strong, but it can also make things a little foggy. If you find yourself making quick decisions, ask yourself, is this the whole story or just part of it? Give your ideas some time before you act on them. It's okay to wait until you are sure. Wednesday, March 25th. The sun will be at 4 degrees Aries, and this is a day where reality checks in. The sun meets Saturn, which means you might notice limits or rules. Maybe something isn't working out the way that you hoped it would, or you may have to be more patient than you want to be. The moon is still in Gemini, so your mind will be busy. Remember, limits are not bad. They help you figure out what's real and what needs more work. If you feel frustrated, know that discipline and patience will help your dreams grow stronger. All right, moving on to the second week. For the second week in Aries, we move from the spark of new beginnings into a time when those first choices and feelings start to meet the real world. This is March 29th through April 4th. A week focused on consequences, mirrors, and course correction. If week 1 was about waking up to who you are, week 2 is about seeing how your actions and intentions interact with others and with life's realities. Starting with Sunday, March 29th, the sun is at 8 degrees Aries. This is your day to check in with your commitments. You may feel a little uncomfortable as you realize that growing often means letting go of old habits, especially the ones that make you doubt yourself or try to fix everything perfectly. The moon moves from Leo to Virgo, so confidence meets careful review. If you notice yourself or others being more critical, pause and focus on your direction and not the outcome. It's okay to adjust what you do as long as you stay true to what matters most. Monday, March 30th, the sun will move to 9 degrees Aries. This is a masterful Aries day, a special moment for action. Today, what you do starts to show others who you are becoming. The moon meets the south node in Virgo, so old patterns around control or overworking may show up. Venus will enter Taurus, shifting your focus from excitement to what feels steady and lasting. This is a good day to act with clarity and to let go of old habits that don't serve you anymore. If you notice yourself repeating the past, you can choose something new today. Tuesday, March 31st. The sun stands at 10 degrees Aries. This is a day to keep going. Momentum is important, but it comes from steady action, not just bursts of energy. The moon stays in Virgo, helping you focus on routines and small improvements. If you feel your excitement fading, remember that consistency is what builds real progress. This is a day to refine your approach and focus on what helps you move forward, even in the small ways. Wednesday, April 1st, April Fools! The sun will reach 11 degrees Aries. It's a threshold day, marked by the full moon in Libra. You may feel pulled between your own needs and the needs of others. This is a powerful time to notice where you might be trying to keep the peace at your own expense. Authenticity matters more than just getting along. If tensions surface, see them as a chance to adjust your boundaries and be honest about what you need. Let relationships shift as needed, rather than trying to force harmony. Thursday, April 2nd. The sun will be at 12 degrees Aries. This is a day for gaining perspective. After the full moon, emotions will settle and clarity can return. Mercury and Jupiter support understanding, so you can see the bigger picture. Take time to reflect before you respond to anything challenging, though. Use what you've learned to recalibrate your direction. If you notice lessons from the past, let them guide your next steps. Friday, April 3rd. The sun will move to 13 degrees Aries. This is a day where pressure can bring transformation. And Venus squares Pluto, so power dynamics in relationship or money could show up. Mars brushes against old wounds and emotions may feel stronger than usual. If you feel triggered, pause and choose how you're going to respond. Choose your response. This is a good day to let go and to allow yourself to change and grow instead of reacting out of habit. And Saturday, April 4th, the sun stands at 14 degrees Aries. Today is a day about emotional truth. And with the moon waning in Scorpio, it's helping you see beneath the surface. You may notice deeper motivations or feelings that were not obvious before. And Saturn is here to remind you that you are responsible for how your emotions affect yourself and others. Be honest with yourself and let what you learn guide your next steps. If you need to pause or adjust, that's okay. It's a part of growing. This week, you move from commitment to action, from momentum to awareness, and from transformation to emotional truth. If week 1 asked, "Who am I becoming?" then week 2 is asking you, "Can I stand in that truth when others are watching?" As Aries season continues, we step into week 3, April 5th through April 11th. If last week was about seeing how your choices meet the world, this week is about what happens as your energy and confidence grow. This is the time of expansion, excess, and truth test. Momentum increases, and you may feel a strong urge to do more, lead more, or express yourself more boldly. The key is learning how to handle that power wisely. Starting with Sunday, April 5th, the sun moves to 15 degrees Aries. This is a day to notice how your emotions influence others. You may feel especially powerful, and your feelings can affect those around you. The moon moves from Scorpio into Sagittarius, making you want to turn intensity into meaning. Today, ask yourself, what am I energizing with my emotions? Use your passion carefully and avoid letting feelings take over or cause unnecessary drama. Monday, April 6th, the sun will move to 16 degrees Aries. This is a classic day for overdoing it. The sun squares Jupiter, which can make you feel extra confidence, sometimes too much. You might want to say yes to everything or push past your limits. The moon meets Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius, bringing out blunt honesty and rebellious streaks. Venus is in harmony with the nodes, so your values want to align with your bigger purpose. Today, try to grow with restraint. Just because you feel enthusiastic doesn't mean you have to do it all. Respect your own limits. Moving on to Tuesday, April 7th, the sun reaches 17 degrees Aries. This is a day to check your direction. Big ideas want to take shape, but it's important to know where you're going before you speed up. The moon stays in Sagittarius, keeping your focus on meaning and belief. Take time to clarify your goals and make sure your actions match your long-term visions. Acting without a clear purpose can lead to confusion later on. Wednesday, April 8th. The sun will move to 18 degrees Aries, the second masterful Aries day, and a major test of leadership. Pressure will increase, and you may be called to step up your responsibility. Mars connects with Uranus, which can bring sudden breakthroughs or impulsive moves. True leadership comes from acting with awareness, not just reacting. If you feel the urge to make a bold move, pause and make sure it's guided by wisdom and not just excitement. Thursday, April 9th, the sun moves to 19 degrees Aries. This is a day to contain your momentum and build structure. The moon will enter Capricorn, reminding you that inspiration needs organization. Authority is earned through steady, consistent effort. Today, focus on building systems that support your progress. And remember that limits can actually strengthen your power. Friday, April 10th, the sun will move to 20 degrees Aries. This is a day for leadership and responsibility. Mercury leaves its shadow, so mental clarity returns. Mars enters Aries, adding even more energy to the mix. This is your take the reins moment. Lead with intention. Choose your direction and commit to it. Make sure your actions come from responsibility and not ego or impulse. And finally, Saturday, April 11th, the sun reaches 21 degrees Aries. Today is about understanding your impact on others. The moon meets Pluto in Aquarius, making you aware that your choices indeed ripple out into the world. This is a good day to use your power consciously and to act with awareness of how you affect the collective. Avoid any power struggles or trying to dominate, and focus on being a positive influence. This week, you move from emotional power to expansion, from vision to mastery, and from discipline to leadership and collective impact. If week 2 asks, can you stand in your truth with others watching? Then week 3 asks, can you carry power without losing your integrity? And as we move into the final week of Aries season, April 12th through April 18th, everything you've learned and experienced so far comes together. This is a time for healing, closure, and stepping into the new level of responsibility and self-awareness. If week 3 was about carrying power, week 4 is about carrying it responsibly and preparing for the transition into something new. We begin with Sunday, April 12th. The sun stands at 22 degrees Aries. Today is about recognizing your responsibility. Mars meets Neptune, blending action with meaning. You might notice that your motivations are shifting. What do you need to feel true and purposeful? Or what you do needs to feel true and purposeful, or it could drain your energy. The moon in Aquarius helps you see the bigger picture, reminding you that your choices affect more than just yourself. Act only where you find real meaning, and let your purpose guide you, not pressure or discomfort. Monday, April 13th, the sun moves to 23 degrees Aries. This is a day to put faith into action. The moon joins the North Node in Pisces, nudging you gently towards your destiny. Growth now requires a bit of surrender. Trying to control everything won't help anymore. Saturn starts to cast a longer shadow, hinting at future consequences. Today, trust your intuition, even if you can't explain it. Make sure your commitment starts inside before you show it outside. Tuesday, April 14th. The sun reaches 24 degrees Aries. This is a day for adjustment and realignment. The moon is waning in Pisces, softening the edges, making it easier to see where the small changes are needed. Mercury and Uranus bring breakthrough insights and new ways of looking at value and stability. If you feel the urge to fix everything at once, pause, make thoughtful adjustments, and let your plans evolve naturally. Wednesday, April 15th, the sun will be at 25 degrees Aries. Today is about integrating all the parts of yourself. There's a lot going on. Mercury, Neptune, Mars, and Saturn all active, stirring up your sense of identity, action, belief, and responsibility. It may be confusing, or like you're in between versions of yourself. That's very normal. Stay present and let things come together in their own time. Don't rush to define yourself. Let integration happen. Thursday, April 16th, the sun moves to 26 degrees Aries. This is a day for healing through truth. The sun meets Cryon, bringing up old wounds around who you are. This isn't about relieving pain, but about releasing it. Mars and Pluto support honest, empowered action. So choose compassion for yourself and act from a place of wholeness and not defense. Remember, healing means moving forward and not staying stuck in the old stories. Friday, April 17th, the sun stands at 27 degrees Aries. This is a culmination point, the final Master Aries day and the new moon. Everything you've learned about action, faith, and responsibility come together. This is a quiet but decisive moment. The new moon marks the start of a new leadership cycle. Only begin what you're truly willing to see through. Take ownership for your choices and your path. Saturday, April 18th, the sun reaches 28 degrees Aries. Today is about grounding and protecting what you've started. The moon will enter Taurus and help you stabilize your new identity. Mercury and Pluto deepen your resolve, and Saturn keeps reminding you that choices have lasting effects. Anchor your new beginnings in real, everyday actions. Protect what matters and don't underestimate the value of steady, consistent follow-through. This week, you move from authority to faith, from adjustment to integration, and from healing to mastery and stabilization. This isn't the end of Aries season. It's the handoff into Taurus season with your power and lessons intact. If week 3 asked, can you hold power? Then week 4 asks, can you carry it responsibly? As we reach the end of Aries season, everything comes to a head on Sunday, April 19th at exactly 8:40 p.m. Central Time in the U.S. The sun leaves Aries and enters Taurus. For our global community, that's 2:40 a.m. April 20th in London, UK, and 7:40 a.m. April 20th at Dhaka, Bangladesh, and 12:40 p.m. April 20th in Sydney, Australia. At the final degree, 29 degrees Aries, the sun forms a semi-sextile to Uranus in Taurus. This is not a moment of explosive change, but of irreversible change. What has shifted during Aries season will now become real. You don't get to go back to who you were before. You only get to decide how to consciously carry this new awareness forward. The moon will be waxing in Gemini, conjunct Venus and Uranus in Taurus. This is a signal that what you've learned and initiated must now be lived, spoken, and woven into your everyday life. Identity meets reality. What you started in Aries now needs language, structure, and real-world action. And then there's the seal. Mars conjunct Saturn at 7 degrees Aries. Mars brings drive, Saturn brings responsibility, and together they remind you, you don't get to start everything, but you are responsible for what you did start. The tension with the lunar nodes at 7 degrees says old patterns are no longer compatible with your new growth. Now, maturity, patience, and stewardship are required. So what is Aries season really asking? It's not about speed or bravado. It's about truthful initiation. Courage without clarity leads to chaos, and conscious action can lead to sovereignty. The core lesson is to lead yourself before trying to lead anything else. Move from reaction to intention, from impulse to embodied courage. Aries doesn't care if you're ready or not. It reveals whether you're willing. If you've engaged with this season, then you now know what you're willing to fight for, what you're no longer willing to perform, and what kind of leader you are becoming. And if you don't feel finished, that's okay. Aries was never about being finished. It was always about being honest enough to begin correctly. And as the sign enters Taurus, the question shifts. From who am I becoming to what am I building? And can I sustain it? That's the real success of Aries season. Not speed, not bravado, but conscious initiation that can actually last. All right, beloveds, thank you so much for joining me on this Astrology Advantage show, our very first webisode. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that it brings you clarity for going through the Aries season. I'm so grateful. As always, walk in love out there, Celestials.